Hey good lovers, it's Katrina Rainsong, the Good Love Project, and this is day 7 of my 30 days of medibation. If you're tuning in on this for the first time, medibation is meditation plus masturbation. It's a solo sacred sexuality, mindful sexuality, Tantra technique or practice, and I am doing a daily session for every day of November, and then sharing my experiences and my observations here on Facebook Live and on YouTube. So today I decided to do something a little different. I started in with with a Taoist practice technique yesterday, the microcosmic orbit. Those of you that saw yesterday's video saw that. So I decided to continue with that practice, with those practices, with the Taoist practices. I'm seeing some people tuning in. I would love to, say hi. Let me know where you're at. Feel free to ask questions as I'm talking. I can see your questions, so I'll answer them as I go if I can. So today I decided to do practice a Taoist breast massage, sometimes known as the deer technique or the female deer massage. And this is a Qigong technique for breast health and for full body health. So basically it's using, I talked about in the last video how a lot of sacred sex practices. Hi, Derek. A lot of sacred sex practices are based on the idea of cultivating and transmuting sexual energy, your chi, your prana, kundalini, what have you, and moving it through the body to for health purposes, for nourishing your organs and your glands, as well as working on the subtle body, like your chakras, your meridians, whatnot. And you'll also remember that I said if that's something you're not into, if you're not into energy and all the woo stuff, it's totally cool. It's the same practices can be used for developing just connection with your body, developing deeper awareness, becoming mindful of your sensations and your health. And in this instance, especially with the breast massage, there's very much an energetic benefit, but there's also a very clear physical benefit, because the technique is actually quite similar to manual lymphatic drainage, which, as if you don't know, there's actually a lot of lymphatic tissue throughout the breast area, and of course in the auxiliary area. The lymphatic system is our body's, is part of our body's, oh my gosh, I'm having trouble wording right now, I'm sorry. It's part of our body's defense system, and it's part of our immune system. So, hi Nama, I love you too. Hey Tony, hey from Little Rock. Working through the breast tissue, bring movement to it, bringing blood flow to the breast is really important for your health, especially if you wear bras a lot, and so everything's kind of like held and stagnant. So while this is not specifically a sacred sex technique, it is, but it can be separate from your sexual technique as well. It's a really important one to do. So I'll actually be doing a full video on how to do it separately. But I decided I wanted to go into that, and then I wanted to play too with just breast pleasure and nipple-gasms. I saw a study somewhere, and I want to look more into this to see if this number is actually true, that supposedly only 1% of women can orgasm from nipple stimulation alone. I am part of that 1%. And I've actually been on kind of a journey with my breath over the last 2 years or so with my pregnancy, and then I've been nursing my baby for the past 16 months. So I'm just finally in the last few months getting to the point where they're not like painfully engorged all the time, and really kind of starting to enjoy my breasts. I'm normally an A cup. Right now I'm a large C, so I get to wear really sexy bras and feel kind of like, ooh, about myself, which is, not that bigger is better or anything, but it's nice to have something different. And finally getting comfortable going to an erotic space with them, being able to receive sensual touch on them. Nix, you heard it was more like 30%? Yeah, see, I want to know where those numbers are coming from. I think that's going to be my next research project. It's definitely not the majority, though. But maybe it could be if we all start, just doing the deer technique. Ladies, touch your boobies, please. Do it for, do it monthly to check for health. Do it for lymphatic drainage. Do it for pleasure. So the way I started today is I went first into my microcosmic orbit practice, which we talked about in the last video. And then I went into the deer massage itself. And then after I had gone through the full practice of working all of my organ and meridian points through my breaths, I just focused on circulating that breath and circulating the energy while giving more direct love and stimulation to my nipples. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. I've been nipple orgasmic for years, but I'd never actually given myself a nipple-gasm before. It'd always been someone else stimulating me. And so that was just like, oh my gosh, it was really intense. It was really intense, like full chakra, full body orgasm. I was shaking and having lots of myotonia. Myotonia is when like your muscles start going crazy and clenching and unclenching when you're aroused or when you're like in deep pleasure. And my body was just vibrating for quite a while afterwards. So it was really amazing. And it was just so, it was a really wonderful kind of like reclaiming moment for me, since I have been, my body hasn't been 100% mine for the last 2 years with being pregnant and being a nursing mom and everything. So getting to like take full ownership of my breasts and my nipples was just really great. So I'm really happy about it. So yeah, I will link in the comments or in the description box, if you're watching this on YouTube, a good reading resource if you want to learn more about the deer technique. And I'll also, probably in the next week, put up a 4-part video series on breast health soon, in which I'll be talking about the deer technique, how to do a breast exam, lymphatic drainage, and some other things. So keep an eye out for that. If you're watching this and you want to share, have you had a nipple-gasm before? Are you nipple orgasmic? I would love to hear your stories and see your shares. So if you're brave, feel free to share in the comments. And wow, I can't believe that today is day 7. So it's been a whole week. And I have to say, after a whole week of doing this daily practice, I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling really confident and energized, and it's actually getting easier to go into this practice every day and just go, okay, this is my time. I'm ready. So I've got some stuff planned. I've been kind of doing this sort of intuitively the last couple of days, just like, well, what do I have time for? What feels good? I'm going to be adding some structure for the next week, and we're going to be going through the 7 chakras. So get ready to learn some stuff if chakra work is new to you. And again, as always, thank you for joining me on this journey, and keep on good loving.